Hi everyone, it's Miss Byrd. Welcome to our channel. Thank you for joining us. So today we're going to talk about systems of equations. Here I have an example of what that looks like. So it says a system of linear equations is a set of two or more linear equations in the same variables. So if you take a look at take a look at this graph, you're going to see that there's two linear functions, okay? Now, since there's two or more, if there's ever more, that's considered systems of equations. So here's an example of what that looks like. So a solution of a system of linear equations means that you find a point that can fit on both equations. So here it says a solution of system of linear equations in two variables is an ordered pair, which is the point, that is a solution of each equation in the system. So in other words, if you look at this point, which is 1 and 3, if you go back and substitute those points into this equation and you solve it, you end up with, like, you do the check and it ends up coming out true, okay? Now, there's three methods to solve for systems of equations. So the first one is called graphing, then there's substitution and elimination. But today, we are going to look at graphing, okay? So we're going to do examples with graphing. Now, in order to do that, you will need a graphing calculator. So lucky for us, if you're using your computer, then you can use the internet and type in decimals. So if you go to the internet and you just type decimals, go ahead and click there. It says it's free, start graphing. We want to go ahead and start graphing. And it takes you to this next screen where you can enter an equation. So let's go ahead and do some together, okay? Okay, so let's look at number 1 here. It says solve the system of linear equations. In other words, find that point where both of the equations cross each other, okay? It's the intersection pretty much. So here we have y equals negative 2x minus 9. And the other equation is 6x minus 5y equals negative 19. So when I go to my decimals calculator, I'm going to type that in there, okay? So we have and then, oops. Always double check that you that you typed it incorrectly. And I'm going to push enter for the second equation. So you just type it in. And then I'm going to push enter. So you'll notice that both of the graphs are graphed for you, okay? If you hover with your mouse over it, you can kind of see where the intersection is. Now, you can also click on the line and you'll notice that it puts some points. And when you move your cursor over it, it tells you the intersection right there. The intersection is at -4 and -1. That is your solution for both equations. What's really neat about this is when I clicked on this blue equation, the blue line, it also gave me the x-intercept and the y-intercept, which is pretty cool. So if you have other assignments where you need to know the x-intercept, which are the zeros and the roots, this is how you can find it using decimals, okay? So -4, -1 is our solution. So when you go back to your assignment, you could write that that is your solution. So here we have our point is -4, -1. Okay, let's try the next one, number 2. So I'm going to go back to my calculator. I'm going to X those out so I can start over. So I have x plus 4y equals 22. And then the second equation says 4x plus y equals 13. Push enter, and you can see here that you have your two equations. They do intersect. That means you have a solution. And so when you click on it, there it is. It is at +2 and 5. So I'm going to go back to write my solution here. positive 2, and 5. That's our ordered pair. Okay, number 3, we're going to go ahead and try this one, number 3. Okay, so number 3 says y equals negative x plus 3, and then 2x plus 2y equals 4. Okay, what happened here? I'm going to go ahead and move my little picture. So here you notice that the lines are not crossing each other. So you do not have an intersection, which means you do not have a solution, because they look like parallel lines, which means they are never going to intersect each other. They're never going to cross. So because they never cross, there's no solution. So your answer, you would write no solution. That would be for number 3. Okay, number 4. Oops, wrong button. Okay, number 4. Go ahead and quit this one because I opened it. So number 4 says, let me go back and check. X plus y equals 3, 2x plus 2y equals 6. Yeah, bye. Okay. And then I have 2x plus 2y equals 6. Did you notice what happened there? Both of them are exactly the same. One equation is there and the other one is lined up right on top of it. So that means that there's an infinite number of solutions, because all the points on the linear equation is a solution, because since they're on top of each other, it's the exact same equation. So it's infinitely many solutions. So that's what you would write as your answer for number 4 in this example. You would write infinitely many solutions. There we go. So I hope this video helped you with solving systems of linear equations by graphing. Have a good day. Bye-bye.